Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be talking about how to increase your water intake and some of the things that I have done that have allowed me to increase my water intake. I'll be sharing some of the water bottles that I've used, some of the things that I like about the water bottle and some of the things that I don't. And then ultimately like where I've landed and what I'm using currently to keep my water intake where I want it to be. So the first thing that I want to talk about is we all know we should be getting 8 glasses of water a day. 8 glasses of water, 8 ounces, which equals a half a gallon. But do you know how much water you should be drinking for yourself? If you don't, there is an easy calculation. You take your body weight in pounds and divide it by 2, and that gives you the amount of ounces that you should be drinking in a day. So I'm 125 pounds, half of that is 62.5, and so that's a little bit over, or a little bit under, I should say, a half a gallon of water a day. There are some other things that do affect how much water you intake. So if you're a person that perspires a lot or works out a lot, you will probably be a bit more thirsty, and that will be something that will lead to you increasing your water maybe even a bit more than what the calculation says, or more than the 8 glasses of water per day. Just for awareness, if you are trying to drink a gallon of water a day, that's 128 flow ounces, so it'd be 2 half gallons. All right, so I'm gonna share all my pros and cons, so if you find one of these that might be something that you're interested in and you wanna check out, you know what they are, where to find them, and how many ounces they are. But I'll just be sharing with you like what I like and what I dislike about them. So my first water bottle that I got was this Mana water bottle, and I got it because a friend of mine had one. So I thought, oh, she has a cool water bottle, I'll just go out and get one. I got this from, I believe, Home Goods or Marshalls. I can't remember how much it costs, but this is 32 ounces, so it's a Mana. One thing about this water bottle is it probably had it when I bought it, how many ounces is in it, but this one does not have it listed on the bottom. So I couldn't remember how much it was, so I just took my food scale and teared the bottle itself empty and then filled it up with water, and found out that it is a 32 ounce bottle of water, and it holds 32 ounces of liquid. In order to get to a gallon of water, you would need 4 of these. In order to get to a half a gallon of water, you would need 2 of these. The pros about this is big. The cons about this is it is metal of some sort. It is big and bulky. When I put this in a car, it will roll around and clunk around in the car. I just tilted it this way to check to see the ounces on it, and it started leaking on me. Maybe that's just something that I don't have the lid tight enough. I don't know, but I don't want this leaking in my car. But this is also too heavy for me to drive around with and try to turn this thing up to my mouth while I'm driving and still trying to use my hand. I would need to use both hands like at a stoplight to be able to take advantage of this bottle. So that bottle did not stay with me for long in terms of use. Another con that I did not like about this Mana is that this top got mildew really fast, and in order to get that mildew off, you would have to put bleach in it and scrub it with a brush, and it's just like, who wants to smell that while they're drinking water? So, or while they're drinking anything. So that was like a no for me. Okay, so then I decided I would go on Amazon, and I found this water bottle. This water bottle I picked because it comes with a straw. I don't have the straw in right now, but the straw pushes down, and when the lid pops open, the straw pushes up. It has a locking mechanism here that I believe, yeah, you push up and it'll lock. But this container is pretty tall, and sometimes it won't fit in most refrigerators, and especially if you're like looking to carry this water bottle with you somewhere and you want to keep it cold, it's definitely not going to fit in a fridge, you know, in a hotel. One thing about this is when I decided that I would take it and maybe use it to pour into a smaller container, and the water just does not flow out nicely, so the water kind of like pops up all over the place. So I didn't like that. And then the other thing about these with the numbers or the times on them, I thought they were pretty cool at first, but then once I got, you know, maybe I missed that time frame, I started to feel overwhelmed by seeing all of the water that was left in the container, and it just kind of discouraged me from finishing, you know, or even trying to finish the water. Same issue with this, right? However, the good thing about these water bottles, I don't use them to try to get my water in or consume the water. What I do use these for, and I think I ended up buying this one because I was going out of town and I needed to carry a decent amount of water with me. What I did like about this one is it is shorter. It has a handle, so it makes it easier to pour. The opening on this one is a lot wider, so the pouring is a lot smoother. It still has the pop-up top, and it has a locking mechanism on it as well. So right now I'm just using these two because they're both a gallon of water. Not to be lugging around because these are too heavy for me to be lugging around, but I use them as my water reservoirs to store water in the refrigerator, and I use a filtering system to fill them up, so I'm not having to like lug water in or buy water. I'll show you that here in a moment. So then the next thing that I went to was this Contigo water bottle. You can find these on Amazon. This one, I believe it says it on the bottom, but you can't see it. But this one is a 25.6 ounce bottle. 5 of these make a gallon, so if you're interested in drinking a gallon of water. The thing that I did like about this one was it has this button that pops open the lid, but I've dropped it a few times, so the lid doesn't really pop open as smoothly. And it does fit nicely and comfortably in a water holder in your car. But because I've dropped this so many times, it just doesn't work well, and I just decided that I wasn't gonna keep using this one. Then I got this one from work, and this one is a 20.6 bottle, and it takes, I think, roughly about 6 of these to get to a gallon. It has a handle that was easy to carry, pop-up top. It also has a locking mechanism on the front. But what I was finding with these two is because this one takes 5 times to fill it with water to get to a gallon, and this one takes 6, I often found myself like forgetting how many bottles of water did I have, because it kind of really was like no way for me to keep track. So I would do these sticky notes, and on the sticky notes I would try to mark off, okay, I finished 1 bottle, I finished 2 bottles, you know, kind of like tick it off with, you know, your sticks and the line across. Or if I got tied up into something, it was just a little bit hard to track, so it just wasn't a good solution. So I went to what I am currently using and what I feel is the holy grail of how to increase your water intake. So drum roll. Okay, so now for the one that I am using currently. It is called a Hydra Peak. I bought it from Marshall's, I believe. Marshall's Home Goods. What I love about this bottle is it is 40 ounces. It only takes 3 of these to get to a gallon. It has a handle. It has a straw, which I have determined that straws just make it easier for you to drink. And then it has this opening here that you can use to pour. So I lift up the straw just to give it a little bit more air, and then I can pour it into like my shaker if I am working out and I need to do like a pre-workout or a post-workout and I don't want to go, you know, to get more water. I already have water here, I can utilize that. So this one is my favorite. I have dropped it a few times, so it does have some dents and some dings, and I'm going to treat myself to a new one, but this is by far the best way to get your water intake in. And I'm going to just quickly show you how I fill all these containers. Okay, so I told you I'm using the 2 water bottles that are a gallon each. So the ombre, pink and blue, and then the purple that I showed earlier. And then my Hydra Peak is the one that I'm using, which is the big black mug that I said is 40 ounces. This is a pure water filtering system. You cannot find this in a store. You have to find it on Pure's website. This holds, don't quote me, I think roughly 3 plus something gallons of water. So you have water at the bottom that has been filtered, water at the top that's just holding, waiting for this water to go down, that has not been filtered, but it'll be filtered once the water level in this one goes lower. This is a dispenser, and then there is a light that lights up here, I believe, that it lights up green, yellow, red. And then you can see it has a little legend on there to tell you what the filter means. This will turn green when the filter is good. It'll turn red when you need to replace the filter. And then once you replace the filter, you just click this button and it resets it, so you don't have to worry about like how old is the filter. The container is going to tell you what it is. This keeps you from buying water, so it's going to save you some money. It is going to keep you from having to lug water in and be dumping, bottles and bottles of water trying to get to a gallon or however much water you're trying to drink in a day. Okay, so in order to track your water intake, it's a super easy way to do it. On Apple, if you have an Apple phone, there is an app called Shortcuts. And in Shortcuts, it has by default, well, you can log water. That's one of the automations. And it has by default 8, 16, maybe 32 ounces. That you can just click the button. It's gonna log however many ounces that is, so you can look back and know how much water you drank. You can also create custom fields or custom ounces. So I did that with this one, and with my Hydra Peak. So I created one that said 26.6 Cadillac. I said 20.6 my work water bottle. And then 40 ounces for the big black mug is what I call this one, but this one's the Hydra Peak. So that's a super easy way to track how much water you've been drinking, and it takes the guessing out of it. You don't have to use sticky notes like I did in the past. This is what I found that works the best and what works for me. So quick recap. I talked about all the water bottles, the pros and cons of why I use them, why I don't use them anymore, which one I am currently using, and the success that I've been having with it. But when you are trying to increase your water, you do have to be conscious that you have to be drinking all the time. For me, I have a little bit of an advantage because I take so many supplements for my training. And in order to get all those supplements down, I am constantly like chugging water, trying to get the supplements down. So that helps me. But if you're not somebody that is taking supplements, or you're not somebody that's working out like real crazy hard, that you're not like, you're looking for water to drink because, you're working out a lot. You just always have your water with you. Like if you see somebody else take a drink of water, take a drink of water. But I usually try to take really long pulls from the straw to get a lot of water. But you can take this, the Hydra Peak was the one that I used. But think about it like if you can get one of these out in the morning before noon, or even 1.5, do another one for the afternoon, and then another one for the evening. The evening is a little tricky because you don't want to drink water way up to the time that you have to go to the bathroom. If you're trying to drink a gallon of water or whatever amount, you just don't want to drink it so close to bedtime so you won't be up all night using the bathroom. But try to break it up as a morning, afternoon, and an evening, or a morning and an afternoon, and try to get your water in, of what you're planning to drink or what your goal is. And then everything else on top of that is extra and you're winning. So finally, thank you for taking the time to listen to the things that come out of my head. If you like the video, or if you tried some of the options and you feel like it has been helping you, feel free to, thumbs up the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. And then if you're interested in some of the things that I've been talking about and you want to hear more, it's not going to be like typical norm stuff. These are just things that are in my head that are important to me, and they have worked for me, so I'm sharing them, and hopefully other people get some value out of them. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll have more of these things that I think might be interesting to others. Hope you have a great day. All right.